As some of you know, I'm Dan, and I am the proud father to Millie. It's been a fantastic day so far today. And now obviously proud father to Sam, or father-in-law to Sam. Aww. This is the sloppy part. As I look at this beautiful woman that's here before me, it's in a lovely wedding frock. She looks stunning. I can't help but reflect on the girl that she was, but the lovely young woman that she has become now. She became my little princess the day she was born, and has always been the light of our lives, mainly because she can't turn a light off when she leaves the room, which I think that's still right in it, Sam?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. But all through your life, you've brought joy to your mum and me, and while not every day has been perfect, the love and pride that we feel for you certainly has.
So what I was going to say about my beautiful wife sat next to me, you're smart, determined and a joy to be around. Without you, I genuinely don't know what I'd do. Life without you is never dull, and from the moment we first met, you made me the happiest I could possibly ever be.
Sam and Millie have been together for just over 7 years, having met while at university in Manchester in 2015. Their first date was low-key, and they didn't go into it expecting their lives to change forever. On paper, a dancer and a geology student are not the most obvious match. Sam remembers thinking when he saw Millie and met her, "I've never met anyone like her before in my entire life." She had a quirky, carefree attitude and an outgoing personality. It also didn't hurt that he thought she was completely beautiful. Millie thought Sam was extremely cute, good looking, a little bit nervous, and obviously intelligent. Millie was intrigued. It also made her laugh that he tried to flex his geological wittiness by declaring that he could make her diamonds. Instead, she waited nearly 5 years for him to buy her one.
For those of you who do not know me, I'm Jack, I'm Sam's best man, and it's been a pleasure to meet all of you here today. Now, I've known Sam for 17 years. I think at this point it's worth paying tribute to Ruth, who is in fact Sam's oldest friend, because I think everything that I'm going to say here is going to kind of, sentiment affects us all. So as I was sitting down, I was thinking about what I would say here, and I was drawn to kind of thinking about what Sam has brought to me and what he represents in my life. And the thing I kept getting drawn back to is sort of the unbelievable value of his friendship to me. I know it sounds simple and obvious to talk about friendship, but bear with me. When I first met Sam, he became my first friend in a new place. And from then until now, 16 years later, 17 years later, as we grew up and met these people who are sat around me, I'm so glad and proud to call you my friends. Sam has been there with me throughout our lives. Sam, you've been at the core of this group of our friends, and which of course Millie is now a part of, and the joy and the laughter and the love that you all bring to our lives is, I think that's the real wealth in my life. So when I was thinking about just what Sam has given to me and what he represents to me, he's given me one of the most valuable things in my life, and that is our friendship. And so for that, Sam, I really am grateful. Being your friend has been a real joy, and I'm honoured you've given me the opportunity. Now, as for the beautiful bride, I was first introduced to Millie, I think New Year's 2016, 17, we were debating about this the other day. But the one thing that is not up for debate the one thing we can all agree on is you do not forget you have met Millie. We all know her for her warmth, her vibrancy, and just the life that she brings to the room. It's infectious, and I'm so happy she's the woman with whom my best friend is going to spend the rest of his life. I know you make him so happy, happier than I've ever known him. Together as a couple, we know them as the perfect fit. Rarely have we seen a couple complement each other better. I don't just mean because they've managed to find other people in this world who will sit through West End shows and enjoy them. You're the perfect team to face any challenges that lie ahead. First of which being the dance floor later as a few more drinks go down. And then further down the line, whether those kids are going to support Chelsea or Barnsley. But I have every faith that you're going to be able to handle those challenges with the same grace and good humour that we all know you to have, and that's what sums you up as a couple. You're in every sense of the world the perfect couple. And I cannot wait to be there as you embark on your lives together.
You look so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
You're lovely.
People say that life can turn on a penny, and at the end of that first date in 2015, both Millie and Sam knew absolutely that they wanted to see each other again. And they've never looked back. They successfully navigated the challenges of living and studying in different cities and the pressures of establishing their careers. Then in 2017, they moved in together in London. Now that should have been a wonderful time, but it was somewhat challenging, as the flat they were renting turned out to be awful. But they successfully supported each other through the endurance event that living in a despicably damp and badly plumbed flat proved to be. After that trauma, they saved with admirable focus and determination, and in 2018 were able to buy their beloved flat in Walthamstow. Fondly named Winnie, they've enjoyed spending 2 years decorating her during lockdown. Living together has come with a few challenges, as Millie adjusted to the fact that Sam is astonishingly untidy. He has more clothes than anyone could ever need, and more books than a library. While Sam learned that Millie can be a tiny bit nitpicky. And she often makes plans which never 100% work out. Fortunately, they share a sense of humour. So apart from the occasional argument about tidiness, Sam and Millie have created a wonderfully happy and fun life together. Millie has brought Sam out of his shell, and Sam has made Millie think before she speaks, sometimes. Millie focuses on the big picture while Sam deals with the details. They are the perfect pair to handle whatever is thrown at them. At the heart of everything is the fact that they are best friends. And no matter what twists and turns life throws their way, They have an incredible ability to alleviate each other's worries and stresses. Even during the pandemic, they made sure they still had lots of fun days out in London, exploring all corners of the capital. Millie and Sam also share a deep love of good food, although they now have an agreement that Sam will choose the places they eat out, as over the years, 90% of all Millie's suggestions have been shocking. Fortunately, Sam is also an amazing chef, and when they aren't whining and dining, they equally enjoy tucking into his speciality, Vietnamese curry, at home. They go boxing together, love watching sport, and attending Chelsea games together. Sorry, Millie's dad. They're also regular theatre goers and like nothing more than recreating their favourite parts of the show at home. And for anyone needing a West End show recommendation, they have developed a ranking system that they love to debate on the tube home from a show, and they're very happy to share with any interested parties. But outside of all these adventures, the exploration of exotic places and enjoyment of life, Millie and Sam are also incredibly happy just sitting together, doing nothing, and simply being in each other's company. They are true equals and partners in life. Their dreams and goals are equally important to them both. They constantly help each other achieve them and then celebrate those successes together. And this level of happiness and easy contentment is something worth nurturing and holding on to. And over the years, they had discussed an engagement and their future as a couple. Sam then had secretly visited the jewellers with his mum to choose the specific diamonds he thought would create the perfect ring for Millie. In 2019, Millie and Sam planned a Christmassy adventure to New York. What Millie wasn't aware of was that there had already been months of planning on Sam's part in order to create the perfect proposal for her while they were there. He'd selected the diamonds, had the ring made, and decided on the place he'd ask the question. Now, Millie isn't daft, and she had a feeling it might happen in New York, so as their holiday unfolded, she was excitedly waiting for it at every turn. Understanding Millie's penchant for a bit of drama, and knowing that she's not averse to being the centre of attention, the moment came at the top of the Rockefeller Center, which held a special place in their hearts because they'd visited 3 years prior. Sam got down on one knee and popped the question. Neither of them can remember what he actually said, but both remember the wonderful emotion of the moment. They also remember clearly that visitors on all 3 levels of the observatory cheered and whooped in fabulously enthusiastic style. Naturally, Millie curtsied and Sam wilted in embarrassment. But as Millie said, if you're going to put on a performance, you have to know how to call scene. And the reason for that proposal and today's wedding is love. Sam and Millie think the absolute world of each other and couldn't imagine travelling through life with anyone else. For both of them, marriage is the natural next step in their fabulous adventure together. It amplifies their love, support, and commitment. It declares to the world their desire to be together for the rest of their lives, and it symbolises the joining of their families. Sam, do you enter into marriage with Millie willingly and without reservation?
Yes.
Please repeat after me. With our friends and family as witnesses.
With our friends and family as witnesses.
I, Sam Edward Smith.
I, Sam Edward Smith.
Take you, Millie Jo Brooke.
Take you, Millie Jo Brooke.
To be my wife.
To be my wife.
Everything I am, I give to you.
Everything I am, I give to you.
Everything I have, I share with you.
Everything I have, I share with you.
Millie, do you enter into marriage with Sam willingly and without reservation?
Yes.
That was unequivocal. Please repeat after me. With our friends and family as witnesses,
With our friends and family as witnesses,
I, Millie Jo Brooke,
I, Millie Jo Brooke,
take you, Sam Edward Smith,
take you, Sam Edward Smith,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
Everything I am, I give to you.
Everything I am, I give to you.
Everything I have, I share with you.
Everything I have, I share with you. I couldn't think of anyone more suited to be my husband. I love everything about you and our life together. Whether it's from the home that we've created, the trust we've built, all the fun we have, and our never-ending love for each other. You're incredibly thoughtful and charming, and I often think, how did I get so lucky? I do like to think of us as a sweet analogy. When we met, we were two lovely and young chunks of coal. Badly coal. But through twists and turns of life, the pressure and the stresses of growing up, we've polished each other into the diamonds that we both want and need. I do think we bring out the best in each other. I'm excited to continue living our best lives, and there's no doubt that that will come with struggles along the way, but I know that the support that we have for each other will get us through anything. Now, as we begin that life as husband and wife, I hope that we continue to laugh together, dance together, tease each other, and always have fun. And a few promises. I promise to make you laugh. I promise to never lose our spark. I promise to appreciate the small and the big things that you love. I promise to cook for you once a year.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Ignore that, I'm not doing that. And I promise to love you unconditionally, care for you, and make sure that you always feel like the most handsome guy in the room.
Oh.
Like you are today. Sorry. You are my person, my inspiration, and my everything. I'm excited for a lifetime of loving you, so here's to getting married and growing old.
So I'll try and follow that. So when I first met Millie back in Manchester over 7 years ago, I don't think I could have imagined the impact she was going to have on my life. I obviously thought she was beautiful from the moment I laid eyes on her, but beyond that, her humour, although not quite as funny as she thinks she is, kindness and genuine joy for everything, it made me fall in love. Meeting Millie has completely changed my life. When we first met, I was reserved and not the most confident person ever. In fact, the thought of standing in front of everybody here today would have made me queasy. But Millie has brought me out. But Millie has brought me out of my shell like I didn't think possible, resulting in me doing things I could previously had no confidence to do so. She supported me in all my endeavours, been my most influential coach and my unwavering cheerleader. Oh, God, I can't even do this. And pushed me to achieve what I've achieved. Throughout our relationship, we've embraced each other's interests, from musical theatre to Chelsea.
They're very different.
I know. From watching Below Deck to the NFL. Somehow we may remain so different in so many ways, but exactly the same in everything that we do and our values. Oh God, I can't even see. Millie, you've genuinely been, been the best friend to me, whether it be exploring new places or simply sitting on the sofa and doing nothing. There's nobody I'd rather spend the rest of my life with and share new experience with, no matter how big or how small. Thank you so much.
Millie and Sam will now seal their vows by accepting a wedding ring from each other. So Max, where are you? Lovely, could you have the rings, please? I was going to say, could you open the box and just let them take each other's?
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Okay. Millie, please place Sam's ring onto his third finger, left hand, and holding it there, repeat after me. I give you this ring as a token of my everlasting love.
I give you this ring as a token of my everlasting love.
As a symbol of our marriage.
As a symbol of our marriage.
And in recognition of our commitment.
And in recognition of our commitment.
Is it all the way on?
It's all the way on.
Sam, please place Millie's ring onto her third finger, left hand, and holding it there, repeat after me.
Just push it, it's only because I'm warm.
There we go, there we go.
I give you this ring as a token of my everlasting love.
I give you this ring as a token of my everlasting love.
A symbol of our marriage.
A symbol of our marriage.
And in recognition of our commitment.
And in recognition of our commitment.
Millie and Sam, love isn't perfect. It isn't a fairy tale or a storybook, and it doesn't always come easy. Love is overcoming obstacles, facing challenges, fighting to be together, holding on and not letting go. It's a short word, easy to spell, difficult to define, and impossible to live without. Love is work, but most of all, love is realising that every hour, every minute, every second of it was worth it because you did it together. Thank you, everyone. With their love celebrated, their vows made and their rings exchanged, I'm delighted to declare that Millie and Sam are married. So let's finish with a huge round of applause to congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Brooke Smith.
And I'd like to make a thank you to everybody today, really, for coming. I know you've all made a long journey, or most of you have. Some of you have probably got a nosebleed as you came this far north. We've got people from Belgium, from Spain, all over the way. So yeah, thank you very much. And I know Sam and Millie really appreciate all your efforts for that. So thank you, everybody, on that. People say that things are written in the stars, and you don't need to spend much time with these two to know that they were made for each other. I think that was quite evident earlier on. But the first time that me and Sam met, well, no, like, to be fair, to be honest, when you've got a daughter, you always worry what waifs and strays they're going to bring home. We were pleasantly surprised because there weren't any face tattoos or piercings. But the first meeting didn't go too well, did it?
No.
When he managed to throw a pint of lager down me. He obviously didn't realise he was going to be a future son-in-law at that point. But, so yeah, Sammy boy, that didn't go well. And there will be payback. There will be payback. But he did redeem himself when Jerry brought him up to Yorkshire, a long trip from London, to ask for Millie's hand in marriage. I don't know who was the most nervous that day, stood at the bar, but it was a fantastic gesture, and it just shows what a lovely young lad that Jerry and Tracy had brought up. So, yeah, it was really appreciate it and a lovely thought. Coming to the end of it now, but it would be remiss of me not to pass on some words of wisdom after our 33 years of happy marriage. And it has been happy marriage because it's not often that you find somebody that you can annoy every day. But anyway, here goes Sam. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. If you remember, marriage is just simply a union between two people where one is right and the other's you. You'll be all right. And finally, Sam, this is an important one. Been through this. Forget your anniversary once, you'll remember it for the rest of your life. So let's have a toast. So today, Millie and Sam, you've completed each other. Has become a new family unit with your family and friends around you, and you begin something new and marvellous. push on today. Remember your promises to each other yesterday. Keep them with all your heart. And if you're both, my congratulations and warmest and best wishes for the next chapter of your life.
So I've just got a little something to say. I don't think anybody was surprised about that, were they? It's only quite short and sweet. We all know I love Yorkshire. It's my favourite place in the whole world, so I wanted to show it off to you in style. I'm not coming home just yet, but when we do, it will be worth it. So the first time that I knew Sam was meant to be, he met my mum first. We thought we'd ease him in a little bit. And I kind of made him play charades in the restaurant. And I thought it was going to be really funny and quite embarrassing and just, a bit of a test. But he rose to the challenge. He acted out Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. I wasn't as into Star Wars at the time, so I was like, who is this guy? And he also ate a club sandwich with a knife and fork. And if anyone's actually seen me eat, I spill everything, I've got an apron ready, so that was quite weird. But we were like, you know what? We've got a very well-mannered 19-year-old. He's obviously very brave, he's lovely, so we'll try. We fast forward a few years, holidays, everything else, and it's working lovely. Now to marriage. Obviously we're married. To us, it's not just the legal commitment. It's a joining of families, which we've had the experience of this week, and it's been absolutely lovely, so welcome. But it's also about the joining of values, as you heard earlier from Christine, and everything that we want to build together in our lives. And it's very, very nice to find someone who shares that, but also to find families who support us relentlessly and are there for us no matter what we need. Now, my family, you may have known, have been through the ringer the past few years, but this right now is a celebration of new beginnings, having fun, and just absolutely enjoying each other. So let's have lots of food, we'll have a dance, and we'll enjoy the night. Cheers, everybody.
So let's have a toast. No climbing on chairs, remember? So if anybody could be upstanding. Love much, laugh much, and to be each other's best friend. Married life is an adventure, and you embark on that adventure today. Grasp it with both hands and enjoy the ride. To Millie and Sam, Brooksmith.